Good morning, everyone. Welcome to the Lamarr Townsend Morning Show. We have a lot of topics to get into today, so let's not waste any time. Keke Palmer has some drama going on with her baby daddy. Matthew Perry death. We have an update about that. Brandy. We haven't talked about her in a long time. Brandy is coming back out with a new album. And Taylor Swift, of course, is breaking records. So let's go ahead and get into it. Welcome to the show. I am Lamarr Townsend. If you're new to my channel, make sure you like, share, subscribe, and let's get into the tea. Let's see what we've got going on today, child.
I need you badly, need you badly, need you next to me. I need you badly, need you badly, need you next to me. Let's dance. Let's dance. If now's not the time, baby, let me know. If you need a little time, baby, let me go. Stop spending all your time stringing me along. If you can't get me to dance to the song. Need you badly, need you next to me. I need you badly, need you badly, need you next to me. Let's dance. Let's dance. If now's not the time, baby, let me know. If you need a little time, baby, let me go. Stop spending all your time stringing me along. If you can't give me the place to the song.
Good morning, everyone. Welcome to the show. Happy Friday. We have a lot to talk about. I don't even know where to start, y'all. Oh, Lord have mercy. There's so much going on. Let's just go ahead and get into it. I hope you all had a good week. My week was very stressful. I don't know if you all know, but child, my car was broken into over the week, and literally the next day I was able to get my window replaced. But child, be careful. People are breaking into cars for many reasons. Now, I did have a blanket on my front seat. I'm assuming the perpetrator thought there was something under the blanket, but there was nothing under the blanket. I should have put the blanket in my trunk, but it is what it is. But also, apparently, there's certain cars that are easy to steal and like hijack or something like that. So be careful, protect your cars, child. Like I said in 2024, if you have not seen my 2024 predictions reading, there's going to be like basically an increase in crime in 2024. So I might need to do a part 5. I've done 4 parts of the 2024 predictions, so um check those out. Let's start with Post Malone. Do you guys know who Post Malone is? Do you guys know who this guy is? Post Malone demands judge shut down lawyer threatening to release text allegedly proving rapper was abusive to ex. This is Post Malone if you don't know. He's very interesting looking, right? Very interesting. Let's see what's going on with Post Malone. All right. We'll have to move this. Or maybe you can just show the number. Yeah. All right. So Post Malone. Let's see what's going on with Post Malone. Once again, if you guys don't know who Post Malone is, I think there is. This is him. Once again, very interesting looking. I mean, once again, based on his appearance, is it shocking that he may allegedly be abusive? I don't know. Looks like he's abusing himself, right? Just saying. This is him as well. If you don't know who Post Malone is, I'm trying to give you a visual representation. All right. So he's a rapper. I can't think of a Post Malone song, but I'm sure if I heard one, I'd be like, oh, I know that. All right. Moving on. Yes, thank God I'm safe. Yes, Kia and Hyundais are being stolen like crazy. Yes, so protect your car. I actually got a steering wheel lock on my car, so now I have to keep a steering wheel lock on my car, apparently. At first, I thought it was like an attack against me. I was like, first of all, how does anyone know where I live? But then how does anyone know what car I drive? Because I don't show people my car, but I think it was just like a random break in. So yeah, be careful, y'all. Like lock your stuff up, never leave. I remember in college, my friend, because this was like back in like 2012, maybe 2013, my friend got a brick thrown through his car because he left his iPod out on the seat. So ever since then, I've learned to not keep stuff like, in your car, but like really don't keep anything in your car. Don't make it seem like you have anything in your car. All right. So yeah. Good morning, everybody. Good morning. Thank you all for being here. He looks like a satanic rapper. Yeah, I've seen him on one of the Paranormal Show episodes. I've never seen that show. All right. Post Malone demanded the lawsuit over a secret settlement he made with his ex-girlfriend Ashlyn Diaz be thrown out of court once and for all. So he don't want no information coming out about him, his ASS. According to court documents obtained by RadarOnline.com, the White Iverson rapper fired back at his ex's former lawyers, who claimed to have text and videos proving Post Malone was abusive to Ashlyn during their relationship. Post Malone and Ashlyn dated from 2015 to 2018. Following their split, she demanded the musician pay her palimony. Have y'all heard of palimony? That's Post Malone. Very apropos. Post Malone, palimony. I mean, what a play on words. Palimony is a term used for support paid to a partner, a lot of P's, when the parties were never married. That's like a Peter Piper picked a pickled pepper. Let's read that one more time. Palimony is a term used for support paid to a partner when the parties were never married. Post offered Ashlyn $150,000 to settle, but she wanted more money. Wow. Ashlyn hired the law firm Martorell Law to represent her in negotiations. The firm said it assisted Ashlyn for weeks before she abruptly dropped them. The firm also accused Post of convincing Ashlyn to drop her counsel and work out a secret deal. In court documents, the firm said Ashlyn was paid $350,000, but she never paid them their commission. The firm sued Post and Ashlyn, demanding damages for being cut out of the deal. This is messy. So it sounds like these text messages are being used as collateral for getting what the firm wants, maybe. The firm said Post pressured and coerced Ashlyn to drop them in order to avoid paying a higher settlement sum and in order to continue manipulating his victim, defendant Diaz, using his money, power, and control over her to prevent her story from being shared with the world and to avoid certain litigation. Diaz unfortunately gave in to such duress, as victims often do, not them reading her, to her own detriment, separating her from legal representation she desperately needed, the lawyer said. The lawyers said that the evidence that they have against Post Malone that they possess shows physical abuse and emotional abuse and control within the relationship. They asked to amend their lawsuit to include the new allegations. Post said the new allegations presented by the firm are dead on arrival. Dead on arrival, I'm not as sure is the correct word to be using in such a legal environment, I guess. Dead on arrival might be a rap lyric. It would be a good rap lyric, though. The musician, Post Malone, asked the lawsuit to be thrown out completely and the firm go after Ashlyn. Messy, messy, messy. Very messy. So that's Post Malone, child. You've never heard of Palimony? Me either. I think palimony comes into play if you've lived together for 3 years or 7 years without getting married. It came about sometime in the 80s or 90s. Interesting. That's interesting. That's interesting. I've never heard of that before. Right? She wants more money to expose him, but isn't that a crime too? Exactly. Well, no, not her. I think it's the firm that wants the more money, or else they'll expose him. So I don't. It's all messy. The firm, Ashlyn, and Post Malone, all three of them are just messy. Okay, I'm starting to wonder if someone would deal with abuse for a payout. I mean, in this case, that's definitely something to consider. I don't know. I can't speak for all cases though. I was thinking that maybe that depends on the state. Like I could definitely see that it's like in California. For example, palimony is interesting, helpful for some, but I see a lot of people abusing this. Yeah. I mean, I didn't know it was a thing. This is why you don't let people move in, child, as well. All right. Unless you're sure of them, unless you're like, completely sure of them. So moving on. Did you guys hear about Taylor Swift breaking some new records, child? So the Grammy nominations for 2024 came out. We're not going to read the whole list because who really cares, to be honest. But Taylor Swift um broke some records here. Heavy on moving in. Yeah, you have to be careful with people moving in. I don't know why people move that fast. I agree. Hi, Geocosmic. I hope you're not tired of me. I commented on your IG yesterday. Be your own kids. It's me. Oh, I love that. Because if they stay, you can't even kick them out after a certain amount of time. Exactly. That's what I'm saying. Like you have to be careful, be smart. Ain't nobody moving up in here. No, it's a no for me. All right, moving on. Taylor Swift made history by becoming the first person with 7 nominations in the prestigious Song of the Year category, Grammy nominee category, with her hit Anti Hero. All right. She's also tied with Barbara Streisand for the most all time nominations by a female artist with her Album of the Year nod with Midnights. Swift scored 6 nominations overall. So apparently, let me pull up the snapshot or the screenshot. Taylor Swift is now the most nominated artist of all time in the Grammys top songwriting category. That's a pretty big deal. Taylor, you can't really stop Taylor Swift. We may not all be a fan of her music or whatever it is, but one thing Taylor's gonna break some records. All right, she is good at what she does. I live for it. I can't be mad at it. So good for Taylor. Moving on, let's talk about Whoopi Goldberg real quick. Now, I love Whoopi, but lately she's been seeming out of touch. What do y'all feel about Whoopi? Hi 504 Tada. Has Dayton always been Miss Scary Lamar, Great Wise One? Um I think what dating is missing these days is the courting phase. I don't think dating has always been this scary. I think what's missing these days is the courting phase. People don't court each other anymore because of social media apps. It's so easy to swipe, and it's so easy to meet someone on Instagram and on YouTube and on Facebook and everywhere on these VR whatever they're called, VR worlds and chat rooms. It's so easy to meet people, that it's like, okay, well, on to the next. Ghosting is a big thing these days. It wasn't so easy to ghost people back in the day. People knew where you lived, people knew your phone number. Some people may have known your family, right? So it wasn't so easy to ghost people back in the day. So I don't think dating was this scary back in the day. I think we just live in a time where dating just sucks. Period. You know, it's okay to be friends with someone and get to know them and not rush to the bedroom all the time. We've also lost that. Like, rushing to the bedroom, rushing to move in, like everything is so fast paced. I want to get my own place in NYC. It's so hard, not fair. Yes, she is a good songwriter. She is a good songwriter. I will give her that. I will give Taylor that. She is a good songwriter. Like I do. She wore short shorts and I wore t-shirts. Something, something, something in the back of the bleachers. If you can see the one that understands you. She does make good music. Taylor to have a 3-day concert in NOLA. Oh, really? People love her concerts, child. I've never been to one. I don't know if I really want to go to one, but people love her concerts. I felt like what she said was very out of touch with the people of today. Yes, we're gonna get on Whoopi in a second. No, dating was fun back in the day. Yeah, I felt like dating was. Now, of course, I'm only 32. I don't have a lot of dating experience, but I can assume it was more fun back in the day for sure. However, I am claiming that I will get married one day, and y'all will see me with a boyfriend and a husband. All right, when, where, how, and why, I don't know. I'm gonna leave that up to spirit, but it's gonna happen. So I think you also, in this day and age, you have to have that like mindset of it's gonna happen. I'm gonna manifest it. Like you kind of have to, like you really have to be focused. Maybe we could have an episode about dating one day. I'm not surprised Whoopi Goldberg said that. Yeah, what did Whoopi say? We're gonna talk about it. I'm sorry, we're getting sidetracked. I know Taylor made my town shut down this past summer. Oh, you mean Taylor Swift? Yeah, I was like Taylor Made. Isn't that like a rapper or a VH1 star or something like that? I'm claiming it, child. Yes. Isn't this the second time Whoopi said something out of touch, child? Well, let's get into Whoopi because y'all reading her. So let's go ahead and get into Whoopi. Whoopi Goldberg scolds lazy millennials on The View. If you want to work 4 hours, it's going to be harder for you to get a house. Now, I'm a millennial, you know, so I'd like to think I work hard. I work way more than 4 hours a day. I run my own business. I know a lot of millennials that work 16-hour days, 12-hour days, 8-hour days. So, anyway, Whoopi Goldberg had a strong message on this morning's episode of The View, calling out lazy millennials and Gen Zers who have a problem getting up and working for a better life. Wow. According to research shared in this morning's Hot Topic segment, the younger generations have a much different view of the American dream than past generations. And I think that's what it comes down to. The millennials and the Gen Zs, we have a different view of the American dream. Maybe not everyone wants a house, Whoopi. Let's keep it real. All right, moving on. Data shows that soaring inflation, student debt, and limited room for advancement in the workplace has made them feel, meaning Gen Zs and millennials, has made them feel that milestones like affording a home, starting a family, and excelling within the corporate structure are out of reach, Goldberg explained. I thank you, Geo Cosmic. She didn't lose touch. Oh, she didn't lose touch. She had a contact. Ciao. Hi, everyone. Yeah, hi, Colton. Both Taylor and Beyonce and Barbie took over the summer. Barbie, let me tell you, we're gonna play one of my favorite songs at the end of the episode. Barbie and Ken. Obviously, Barbie and Ken, and my song "Take Me" was inspired by the movie Barbie. I love that movie. It was actually really, really good. It might be one of my favorite movies of 2023. Barbie, for sure. Definitely like top three. I don't want a house right now. I'd rather have a cute condo or loft. Thank you, KH. What was out of touch with what she said? This generation is lazy. But you can't speak for a whole generation, though. You know, are you not a Gen Z or millennial misery? Also, your name kind of says a lot. So let me sip my coffee, child. Maybe I didn't have enough coffee today. Hold on. Moving on. While the EGOT receptant claimed every generation feels this way at some point, Alyssa Farah Griffin pointed out that her fellow millennials have gone through a housing crisis, financial crisis, 9/11, and have been at war for practically their entire lives. However, Goldberg had a hard time feeling sorry for those who don't want to work as hard as their parents did in order to obtain luxuries like a house or financial security. I mean, I get what she's saying. Every generation comes and wants to do better than their parents did. Every generation, said Goldberg. But I'm sorry, if you want to work 4 hours, it's going to be harder for you to get a house. I don't know why that just made me laugh. Sip that coffee, child. Yes, honey. Let me sip the coffee, girl. I didn't even see Barbie yet, but I could tell just by watching The World. It's a really good movie. It's a really good movie. I wonder if that's how she feels about her own daughter. I wonder if that's how she feels about her own daughter. If not, I still side eye her. Yeah. Well, that's interesting. Our generation was told to go to college and shit would be kosher. It in fact is not. I agree. I need coffee. My coffee maker's acting weird. This is actually like maybe like a day old Starbucks coffee that I just reheated while the song was playing earlier. Because I was putting on my lotion and stuff, and I was like, I need coffee, and I was like, oh, I have this. Let me make it real quick. Misery says, my name is just a name. Most of this generation is lazy. Are you kidding me? All right, Misery. Um, we won't give you any company today on that. Where is she getting that 4 hours thing from? Her daughter is hardworking and the mother of a few children. Yeah, I'm not understanding the 4 hours thing either. Hi, Sylvester. How are you? I'm doing well this morning. I cannot complain. How are you? I'm feeling well rested. I've got my coffee. We have a lot to talk about today, and I'm just having a good morning so far. I can't be mad. Yes, you got to reheat, child. You got to reuse, reheat. She was lucky she didn't have to work hard. She had good jobs, got paid a lot of money. Her struggles were different. Times are different, Whoop. Exactly. And that's the key. Times are different as well. We live in a completely different world, than 10 years ago, 20 years ago, 30 years ago, you know, let alone. Kay Valley says it's funny she focused on people buying a house like the cost of property didn't increase, and developers and landlords started buying everything up and opening Airbnbs. And rent keeps going up, mortgages keep going up. You have the interest rates and all these different types of things, taxes, and this, like, come on, Whoop. Anyways, Whoopi continued. I feel for everybody that feels this, but I'm sorry, we busted our behinds. We had to bust our behinds because we didn't have the option of going back. When Griffin reminded Goldberg that her generation is currently dealing with the housing crisis, the moderator snapped. Listen, said Goldberg, we had all kinds of stuff. Still, the former White House staffer insisted that millennials are the first generation that's statistically more likely to do worse than their parents. You know what, said Whoopi? That's what they said to us as well. Every generation is told you're going to do worse than your parents. And you know what? People pick it up and they do what they do and they raise themselves. And this is what you got to do. It's called being a good citizen. A good citizen. How do we go from being lazy, it's just the mental gymnastics that Whoopi is performing right now. I'm surprised her back's not broken. Like, she's doing a lot. She's doing a whole lot. AI also, exactly, like there's new things coming up that we as millennials, and we have to remember the millennial generation. We are Pluto and Scorpio, right? So if you're a millennial in your natal chart, you have Pluto and Scorpio. Pluto and Scorpio is a generation, that's constantly evolving, constantly changing, constantly, pressure being put on them, like a diamond in the rough. So it's like people don't really appreciate, how resilient millennials are. Let's see what the comments had to say about Whoopi. All right. Let's see what they had to say. Greg says in the comments, sorry to tell you, Whoopi, right now, the vast majority of people, you can't work enough hours to buy a house. There's not enough hours in the day. Someone also has another comment, kind of agreeing with Whoopi. All right. So we do have, company for misery. All right. In the comments section, misery. Listen to this. Okay. Patricia says, for once, Whoopi is speaking the truth. Some think that it should be handed to you. Some think it should be handed to them with little work on their part. But you can tell the young people who came from working parents or single parents who are holding down two jobs and getting an education along with it are teaching their children not to depend on handouts, but to earn it themselves. So I like how she kind of agreed with Whoopi, but also at least gave some of the millennials and Gen Zers credit who are out here working hard and busting their asses. So I like that comment. Let's see what the other people have to say. I won't read that comment. Daniel says this. The F are you talking about only working 4 hours a week? I work 70 plus hours every week and still don't have a car, let alone an effing house. Ooh, Daniel's mad, honey. So unless your rich ASS is going to give us poor folks some of your cash, I suggest you shut the F up. Wow. Listen to this. Andrew says this. That's crazy. This lady is seriously delirious. I'm working harder than both my parents did right now and still haven't come close to a 5 bedroom, 5 car garage my parents bought for 360,000 back in the day. Yeah, a 5 bedroom, 5 car garage today would be like 3 million probably, maybe more. All right. Then sold 4 years ago for over 500,000. That's just insane if you ask me. Alora says, Whoopi is out of touch. The house my parents bought in the early 90s was only 30,000 or 300. I don't know if she said 30,000 or 300,000 in Portland, Oregon. No, I think she says 30,000. Okay, so Alora says the house her parents bought in the 90s was $30,000 in Portland, Oregon. The same house is now a little over $500,000. Most millennials have families to support. We are between 30 and 40 years old. Who is working only 4 hours supporting a family? Eminis says, how much more are we supposed to work? I work 48 hours at my full time job and another 25 hours at my part time job. I have 3 degrees, a few different certifications, and 10 years of military experience, and yet I'm struggling to not fall behind. Michael says, why is she this stupid? I work my ASS off from my house. I think this will be the last comment we'll read, and then we'll move on to the next story. Fearless says, hogwash. Whoopi's generation is so disconnected that they won't and can't see in front of them. I'm not a millennial, and I recognize that previous generations have created this problem. They want degrees but don't want to pay for them. Employers want hardworking and dedicated employees but don't want to pay them for it. Employers talk about loyalty, but they don't extend that to their employees. Rather than hire internally, employers hire externally to keep employees from growing. The homes are outrageously priced. Cost of living has grown while pay has remained nearly stagnant. If you work 40-hour weeks and can't buy a house, that's a damn problem. Nobody said work 4 hours, but people need to have work life balance. I like this person. And this mentality in employers like Whoopi keep employees from having it. Whoopi is insanely wrong. She is 67 and loaded with cash. Loaded because we had time to go watch her movies. We have the income to buy books and whatever else her and people like her were selling. I like that comment. So yeah, I don't know. I didn't like to hear that from Whoopi, but Whoopi kind of does give off that like higher than thou energy. Bill Cosby used to kind of be the same way. I hate to compare the two because they're nothing alike, but you know how Bill Cosby has this way about him where it's like, be better, be best, and all those types of things. So, all right, Whoopi, all right. What generation is Pluto and Sag? I think Pluto and Sag is Gen Z. Yeah, I'm pretty sure because I remember a couple birth chart readings I've had. Pluto and Sag comes up, and it's always Gen Z. I remember I did a reading recently for I'm pretty sure it was a Gen Z person, birth chart reading, and they had Pluto and Sag, and I remember telling them like your generation is all about non-tradition. It's all about connecting with different people from all parts of the world, TikTok, and all these different types of things. So I'm pretty sure that's Gen Z, Pluto and Sag. Could Whoopi be talking about the rich and famous kids because she can't be talking about this in general? She must be. Like, I don't know. Like, I would love to hear her perspective, because I'm sure she has millennials and Gen Z people working for her on The View. They can't be lazy, can they? You know? If you're working 70 hours a week and don't have a car, you're at the wrong job. Whoopi isn't wrong. I just see hurt dogs. Let me just go ahead and block you, Misery, because you're so like miserable and we're not giving you that company today. So you have a good day. All right. And take your misery somewhere else. Misery does not love company on this channel. Okay. Meet Chico says, yes, they do everything but help out with their resources. There's so many people who are struggling and becoming homeless. Thank you, Michiko. Thank you. Whoopi lost her mind. Child. Whoopi has been through a lot much. She was homeless at some point, as a lot of people are, and did have to escape for all she had. So she's going to have a productivity bro style view of life. I can see that. That's why I was like saying I can see, her. I can see her point. Remember, I'm a Libra moon, so I can always see both points. But I'm also a millennial, and I'm a hardworking millennial. I run my own business. I've been living in the same apartment for 6 years. I don't have any help. You know what I'm saying? So, I don't agree based on the way I live my life. I don't agree. I don't think we're all lazy. Do we want work life balance? Absolutely. Yeah. That's something right now I'm working on is work life balance because I work so much. Open your heart to me, baby. I'll be the lock and you'll be the key. I've been obsessed with Madonna for some reason lately. I don't know. I get these like random obsessions, or I also was watching Diana Ross interviews. So I don't know what's going to happen with Diana Ross or Madonna. Hopefully, it's something good. But last night I fell asleep to Madonna's Blonde Ambition tour. I don't know why. It's actually a really good tour though. Like I get the appeal. Like I get why so many people love that tour because it is really good actually. So I don't know what that's about, but I'm like loving that tour. I love watching that tour for some reason. The millennials have been through school shootings, 9/11, and COVID, recession. Thank you. Thank you, Lene. That's like thank you for just understanding. A lot of us are just trying the best we can. Maybe that's why we have commitment issues and ghost and dating right now. I could see that. I could see that. And a lot of millennials, rich and, maybe in between and all of the above and blah, blah, blah. A lot of millennials grew up with parents who had to work, yes, had to work their ASSs off, but we're the latchkey kids. A lot of times we had to, attend to our own devices. We kind of, had to, I don't know, kind of take ourselves by the bootstrap and kind of to some degree raise ourselves. Like, I remember coming home at like, when I was in elementary school, like at home alone, had to cook my own food, like, and stuff like that because, I had a single mom. I didn't have, a parent or a nanny helping me or my family, so it's like Gen Z millennial. Well, I can only speak for millennials because I'm a millennial. We've had to go through a lot since childhood. But then again, so have all the other generations. So it's what are we fighting? What are we fighting about really here? Like, we all had it rough at some point. So Gen X is Pluto and Libra. Yes, I thought Gen X was Pluto and Scorpio. No, Gen X is Pluto and Libra. Millennials are Pluto and Scorpio, and Gen Z is Pluto and Sagittarius. I think the boomer generation is Pluto and Virgo. I think the wage is only $7 an hour. That this place is not doing us right. Exactly. Well, I did hear somewhere that the minimum wage is going up, but exactly. Yeah. Millennials, we have been through 9/11, COVID, recession, school shootings. Our mental health have been tested. The cost of living is triple. Please do your research before you speak or retire at home. Oh gosh, I'm middle aged, and the truth is, the older generation will always believe they worked harder. Heck, I'm ready to start telling my kids to get off my lawn like an old man, and I love it. That is funny. Yeah, I mean, I feel like as millennials, as we get older, we'll probably be the same way. We had to work hard, and blah blah. It's kind of like that's the cycle of life. Like you said, Gio, every generation feels like they had it the worst. They had it harder. We had to walk to school. We took the bus. Well, we had drivers. We had cars. It's like we had cell phones. We didn't have cell phones. Like it's just all ridiculous. Um, As a baby Xer, it was hard for us educated folks in the early 2000s to get viable employment, to even get a cheap apartment. And my age group in the Xers wasn't into working ourselves sick like baby boomers. That's the thing. Like, that's no longer a thing. That's not like a part of the American dream was working yourself to the bone. But COVID taught us that that's not viable. That's not sustainable, right? So now, like, we are trying to create millennials, Gen Zers are trying to create this work-life balance that's really necessary, in American society, to be honest with you. A lot of other societies, I can't name any, but I know they're out there, do have a work-life balance. I believe in England, for example, a lot of places close early, so that they can be with their family, and things like that. I think Sweden or something like that, or uh, Sweden, like the Dutch, Belgium, they have a good work life balance. Like it's important, to have that. People don't want to be working their ASSs off, because times aren't the same, either. Working your ASS off now isn't the same as working your ASS off back then. I'm a Gen Z and I can't be lazy. I always do hair on the side. I did work at Amazon, but quit because my 8-hour shifts, it was too exhausting and mentally draining. You've got to take care of your mental health and your body. We figured it out. Exactly. As a millennial, I agree each generation has its struggles. Exactly. I remember taking care of my grandmother starting at 11, cleaning her wounds from diabetes. Now she's pre diabetic. Wow. Wow. I remember helping my grandmother right before she passed, too. Yeah. I actually love going over my grandmother's house. I also love going over my great grandfather's house, too. It's really a blessing to grow up with your grandparents, especially a great grandparent. Like I'm really blessed to be able to like spend like 14, 15, 16 years with my great grandparent with my great grandparent. Like that's pretty cool. I love that. I think millennials are more educated and resourceful, and that's an important point, Lene, because I actually have a degree. I have a degree in creative advertising, and it was hard for me to find a job when I graduated in 2016. Like, I'm pretty sure if it weren't for YouTube and me, finding myself through this channel and creating this community of you all wonderful people and, having all my wonderful clients, I don't know where I would be today. You know, like this isn't just something that I like do on the side, and it's just fun for me. Like I've told you, I always look at this as a business. This is a business. This right now I'm do right now what I'm doing. I'm not just talking to you off just to talk. This is work, right? I love it. I love this job. I love my job. I love what I do. Clearly, I love talking because we spent 42 minutes just talking, 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 and I haven't even gotten through all my stories today. But like, it's still work. It's still a job. Like I still have to wake up and do my readings. I still have things I need to deadlines I need to get to. So it's like the idea of a job is also changing and shifting. A couple years ago, it was like it was like crazy to think of a YouTuber being a job. Like it was crazy to think YouTube being a job, 10 years ago, right? But now, a lot of people make good money from YouTube, whether they make money directly from YouTube or they have their own businesses or business that they promote through YouTube, right? So times are changing. And a lot of people also don't want to work for other people and have people micromanaging them and looking over their shoulders every 5 minutes to see, what are you doing? Like people don't want to deal with that. You are the original latchkeys, Gen X. Our parents divorced en masse after waking up from being hippies and learning that all you need is love was not all you need is love. Love is all you need. I love that Beatles song. It's hard to get a job even if you have all the qualifications. You can still work hard and still get a nowhere in a job, especially in moving up in a company or getting a raise. Exact. And in a job, a couple years ago, like I was working at like a car quest to make some extra income. Working in a job, and even from my readings I've done for you all personally and live, whatever it is, you're working with a lot of competitive energy. You're working with a lot of jealous energy a lot of the time. You have to watch your back at a job. You have to watch what you say. You have to watch who you trust at a job. Because one wrong move could get you fired, right? Or get you on someone's bad side. So it's hard out here in these streets. And then we've got social media, TikTok, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, OnlyFans, YouTube. You got to watch what you post on the internet, and things of this nature. People, it's just crazy, right? Extras understand the latchkey deal because we had to do that even in a two-parent homes because they work. Exactly. As a woman nowhere near our tax bracket, Whoopi needs to have a seat and stop looking at TikToks. The boomers are the children of World War II soldiers who came home. They are the Beatle and Rolling Stones generation. Then Gen X, children of the divorced hippies. Yes. Yes. Hi, Bree. Thank you for being here. We have family members dropping dead from opiate and fentanyl addiction. Thank you. Fentanyl is getting in everything, knock on wood. Let's pray real quick that it doesn't touch any of us. Lord Jesus, in the name of the Father, God, the Son, and the Holy Ghost, please don't let fentanyl touch anyone in this room, anyone watching this video, me, or any loved ones. In the name of Jesus, I pray and thank you. Amen, amen, amen. You got to pray that away, child. Baby boomers don't want to leave the job and is controlling corporate America. That's a good point. That is a good point. Ooh, child. I've just realized there's so many comments I missed. Oh my God. Let's get through these comments real quick, child. In Europe, they work 4 days a week. Exactly. And they're happy over there. A lot of European countries have figured out how to make school and work easier and efficient. Yes. That's awesome living with your great grandparent. I lived with my grandmother for a while and that was amazing, right? Hello, Lamarr. Hi, Dirty Laundry. I think millennials are more educated and less experienced with more emotions. Gen X, beautiful dreamer. I agree with that. I agree. People have to work while working on education to be able to get better work and real pay. I agree. I lost both my parents. I'm so sorry. And I'm 38. I'm still devastated by it. Shocked. I met a lady who said her mom is still alive at 83. I was mad. Yeah. Life is weird sometimes. You know. My great grandma was 93 when I was born, and she was able to be in my life for almost 4 years, which I thought was great. That is a blessing. Hey, y'all, get Lamar's business reading and learn for real. Yes. I forgot I used to do those. She's 90 and a Virgo. I love her, but she's something else. Bring a tall, sexy man around her. I love that. I love, older people who still have that, like, spice about them. They may not want to admit it, but honey, I'll tell you, us Gen X people, we are learning a lot from Gen Z and millennials because y'all have all the courage of walking away from a job. Yes. Yes, yes, yes. Actually, before I committed to YouTube officially, I walked away from a job in 2016, 2017 because I just was not happy. I was not happy going into the office every day working for someone else. I did learn a lot out that I did apply to my YouTube channel. I worked for a marketing company, but it just wasn't fulfilling me as much as YouTube was. And this was before it became easy to become a YouTuber. I created a channel and built my channel before it was easy to become a YouTuber, by the way. Now it's kind of easy. You can post one video and you might go viral, right? But back then we had to work for our YouTube channel, Whoopi. All right. Yes, your job isn't easy. That's a lot of energy that's involved and you make it look easy. I think that's what it is. I make my job look easy, but it's not easy. Trust and believe. Yeah, micromanaging is a big pet peeve. A lot of jealous energy in the workplace. Let's not forget about the crack epidemic. Exactly. I worked in mass communications with a concentration in advertising and minored in graphic design. That was my specialty, graphic design. It still is, really. I'm at the Jackson State University, about to work on my MFA in advertising art direction. I've been thinking about getting my master's, actually. Man, I graduated from college in 2001, and the jobs that I applied for, so many jobs, their excuses would always be not enough experience. That's always been the thing. You don't have experience, but no one wants to hire you to give you experience. It's always been the thing. Yes, don't make time for yourself today. Make sure you all like the video, by the way, as well. Lamarr, I had a product idea for you. What's that? I'm all ears. America's crack is capitalism. They don't give a damn about us. Exactly. I agree. Baziz and the millennials taught me about digital side hustle culture, and it's getting me by at the moment. See? See? I should start doing business classes or something like that. Fonzie, go ahead and come up here. Yeah, come up here. Come here. Come here. Come here. Come here. Fonzie. Fonzie. Hold on. No, 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 no. Hold on. Hold on, Fonzie. I remember your zodiac signs and compatibility videos. Yeah, I need to start getting back to those. It's been a few years. No, Fonzie. Ah, 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 ah. No, Fonzie. Fonzie. Ah, 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 ah. Ah. Thank you, Jesus. Okay. Back to the show, child. Back to the show. I previously worked in a law firm and left due to toxic work culture and being underpaid. I refuse. I don't blame you, KH. Know your worth. You have to know your worth. You're working on a master's in school counseling. I think if I get my master's, it's going to be in something like art, graphic design, creative advertising. It has to be art related, I think, for me. Maybe music or music production might be good too, actually. I thought about that. An energy clearing kit you can offer people. Oh, huh. Energy clearing kit. Huh. Okay. I like that. You're on to something there. I like that magical mermaid. Let me write that down. Energy clearing kit. Magical mermaid. Okay. I like that. Thank you for that, magical mermaid. Yes, please like the video. Buy your ticket to the show by hitting the like button. It is free. So please buy your ticket to the show. I quit my job last year due to being underpaid and jealousy. Yeah, it's we also have to think about the work environments we work in. Create a kit with directions. I like that idea. I'm already having some ideas in my head right now. I'm Gen Z and I had to take so many shitty jobs and internships all in the name of experience. I worked myself sick to finally get a good paying job as a contractor. Well, good for you. I like that. One thing I did not like when I was younger, though, I hated working. Like I hated internships. If I wasn't being paid for anything, like I don't know. I wasn't that type of person that was willing to do that. I'm not willing to, be underpaid or not be paid just to all for the name of experience. But sometimes you got to do what you got to do. But you also have to know your worth too. Accepting a mixed economy is the fastest way to group success. Fighting capitalism takes away our right to own. Fighting socialism is an act against social programs of all types and public everything. Huh. That's a lot to take in. I would have to kind of like break down a lot of what you said, but it's it's that's a lot. That's a lot, but I get what you're saying. Accepting a mixed economy is the fastest way to group success. Fighting capitalism takes away our right to own. Fighting socialism is an act against all social programs of all types and public everything. Huh. Fonzie wants his own segment. He needs his own segment. Short hair cats always seem to be more affectionate. He's definitely affectionate, child. Fonzie ready to spit some messages into the Tell us about it, Fonzie. I promise to get a private reading one day, a life reading, because at this point I want to pull a Tracy move to an island. Well, that's a good point. Thank you, Forever. I am available for readings today, so if you would like a reading, I have to get scheduled today, but if you would like a reading today, 703-791-9162. I am going to get right to some recorded readings after this video. Now that I'm well rested, I think I have some email readings I need to get to. I do have a birth chart compatibility birth chart reading, so I have a lot on my plate. But if you want a phone reading, I'm available. Otherwise, you're going to have to be in queue for other readings. And there's kind of a long list. I'm not gonna lie. Um, Fonzie's acting up today exactly. Oh wait, these comments we read already. That sounds like fun. You should do it, Lamar. I know the kid. Lamar gives awesome readings. I've had several. Oh, thank you, Dirty Laundry Convo. I didn't know you had readings before. Thank you. You're a school counselor. What made you choose that route? I bet your students love you. Who's a school counselor? One job I wish I did 10 years ago was the Census Bureau. I did the 2020 as a census taker. Oh my God. I was making 20 out an hour plus they paid for my mileage. Fun experiments. Let me get in the queue for my reading, child. Yes, yeah. Well, this weekend I'm gonna get through a big part of my list, a big chunk of my list. Child, tell me why. Remember I told y'all last night, and then we're gonna move on to the next story. I'm sorry. Remember I told y'all last night I was thinking about going out to my friends, because I hadn't been out in a while, and also, the whole car broken in thing. Tell me why I drove to my friend's house and they fell asleep and didn't answer the door. I had to drive an hour there and an hour back. So let's just say I won't be going to that friend's house this weekend, okay? Because I'm not wasting any more of my time, okay? So since I'll most likely be locked in the house all weekend, I'm definitely going to get through my list of clients, all right? So be prepared to receive your reading, child, all right? Be prepared for the tea hitting your email inbox, okay, this weekend. People are more anti the word socialism than what it actually represents, like major social programs like Medicaid and food services. I was a caseworker for CalFresh and medical for 10 years. Yeah, yeah. That's interesting. I don't know a lot. Like I'm not into political jargon like that. So you're kind of teaching me, like I know what capitalism is, but I wasn't like sure exactly what all fell under socialism. So that's why when Dirty Laundry said that, I was like, that's a lot to take in. Like I'm breaking everything down in my head. Like it was a lot. So thank you, Parmesan Teas, for that, or trees for that breakdown. My name used to be Beautiful Dreamer. Oh, okay, I remember that. I remember that. See, I'll be changing your names. And I'll be like, I don't know who you are, but now I remember Beautiful Dreamer. That makes sense. Well, it's good to see you again. You can be a sweet dream or a beautiful nightmare. Either way, I wanna wake up from you. Fonzie, meow meow. Yep, child, he fell asleep. It is what it is, though. They tried it, right? It is what it is. Anyways, let's move on from that before I say too much. Because I don't want my friend to be upset, child. That problem with the census was it happened at the same time as the pandemic. The census affects where money is spent in our country. Mm. You mean you didn't bust a window and wake them up? No, I didn't really care that much. This is just kind of like a friend I just chill with. We drink. This is actually a guy I went to high school with, so we still hang out. He still lives in the same town we grew up in. He's only one of the few people I keep in touch with from high school. So, you know, but he's kind of going through something. So I kind of figured, oh, he's going through something. He may have had one too many drinks. I don't know what it is. I'm no big deal. No sweat off my back. So, Fonzie, we're not doing this today. No. Politicians try to manipulate the census, especially the Republicans. I've been around just quiet until the storm passed. Yeah. That lesson in high school economics reframed my entire perspective on national economic goals and how to reach them. Y'all are making me want to take an economics class or political science class. All right, let's move on to the next stories, okay? We spent like 30 minutes just talking right there, child. Kel Mitchell from Good Burger and Keenan and Kel hospitalized. Did y'all hear about this? Good Burger star Kel Mitchell hospitalized 1 day ago. I don't know why it's so bright. It says 1 day ago right there. All right, it says Kel Mitchell was hospitalized in Los Angeles, according to reports. It has been reported that the 45-year-old All That alum entered a hospital in Los Angeles on Tuesday night through the emergency room, TMZ reported. When he arrived at the hospital, the Keenan and Kel star appeared to be awake and alert, a witness told the outlet. According to TMZ, Mitchell is still receiving treatment as of Wednesday night, and it is unclear when he will be released or what his current condition is. In his Instagram stories on Wednesday, Mitchell shared promotional posts related to his upcoming appearance on Celebrity Squares, as well as his upcoming role in Paramount Plus's forthcoming film Good Burger 2, in which he will reprise his role as Ed, a fast food cashier, alongside his co-worker and friend Dexter Reed, aka Kenan Thompson. So Kenan and Kel is reuniting for Good Burger 2. Are y'all gonna watch that? I don't know if I really want to watch that. I don't know if I care to watch that. I don't know. I like Good Burger when I was a kid, but I don't know. I don't know. Anyways, during the 1990s, Mitchell starred in Nickelodeon series All That before teaming up with SNL's Kenan Thompson for Kenan and Kel. The former Nickelodeon star has suffered from depression and suicidal thoughts after his marriage to Taisha Hampton fell apart in 2004, which has led him to turning to drugs. As a young actor, there are ups and downs, he later told People. And when you get to that down part, there are times you feel like no one can relate to you. When Britney Spears shaved her head, I understood that. After my divorce, I just felt like life was not working out. Mitchell is now remarried to a designer and rapper, Asia Lee, and he has a positive relationship with his two children from his first marriage, son Lyric and daughter Allure. I enjoy living this life, he said. I don't let things frustrate or worry me anymore. I don't do that because I have peace in my heart. Mitchell's fortune began to change soon after he became the stage manager of a non-denominational church in Los Angeles after feeling lost and looking for answers. Mitchell claims to have turned to God for aid in helping him get out of his dark place. So I wonder why he went to the hospital then, because they're not telling us why he went to the hospital. I hope it's not drug related. So we're gonna have to keep our eyes on Kel Mitchell. I guess he, I guess he had a bad burger. Oh my god, I had to. That's awful. Child, something happened to him. Yeah, so we're gonna have to keep our eyes on Kel from Kenan and Kel. Yeah, I'm glad he found peace, but hopefully, that's peace sustained for him. But we'll keep our eyes, and ears open. It's interesting because haven't seen really Kel in anything. Meanwhile, Keenan goes on to do SNL and all these different types of things. All right, moving on. Brandy. Do we have any Brandy fans in the room? Brandy's back and she wants you to listen to her new Christmas album all year round. Do we have any Brandy fans in the room, y'all? Let's read. Let's listen to what's going on with Brandy. Okay. Brandy fans are no strangers to waiting, particularly when it comes to releasing new music. It's why it came as a surprise that the veteran singer took a mere 3 year gap between 2020's B7, an album that took 8 years to land, and Christmas with Brandy, her first holiday record arriving on Friday, which is today, I believe. I've had 7 albums out, says Brandy. I always wanted to do a Christmas project, and my fans have always requested it, so it seemed like the right time to do it. Brandy tells Variety. I felt that I was in the spirit, I was in the mood, and it just came together perfectly. My team thought it was a great idea, so I'm here with a Christmas album. And it didn't take me 8 years to wait to put out another album, which is great, says Brandy. Yes, y'all like Brandy. I love Brandy. I was there when she was an It Girl. Yes. Yes. Brandy was like really popular in the 90s. I have a couple of Brandy dolls packed away in my closet. Been a while since I've been wowed by her. I know. The boy is mine. You need to give it up. Had about enough. Yes, Brandy hasn't been problematic in my eyes. She's a gem, I know, right? Throughout Brandy's decades long career, the 44-year-old has taken her time refining her endemic Brandy sound from the hip hop soul of her 1994 self debut album to 2002's future nodding Full Moon. There's a reason she's often described as the vocal Bible. From the precise melodic runs to the layered vocals, Brandy's songs are distinctive and largely influential. To this day, fans love to use social media as a podium to trace the rippling effects that albums like Full Moon and Aphrodisiac have had on contemporary R&B and pop. Christmas with Brandy may be a holiday album touting a mix of originals and covers, but it also has the versatility that recalls some of the singer's signature touchstones. All right, let's see. Brandy explains that doing a holiday album felt inevitable, and she's not stopping there. She's also getting fully into the Christmas spirit with a starring role in the Netflix film Best Christmas Ever, arriving November 16th, ahead of the release of Christmas with Brandy. She explains why now is the right time to contribute to the festive canon and why it's much more than just a Christmas album. So this, I guess, is an interview that Brandy's having with someone from Variety. Let's read. So interviewer says, when did you start working on this project, and how did you narrow down the originals and covers throughout this process? Brandy goes on to say, I had a great team that I worked with. I started working on it about 4 months ago, and I just love the team. I love the take on how we were able to put our spin on the classics and do some of the originals. It was just a great vibe, and I just like the way it turned out. It all flows together nicely. The interviewer goes on to ask, how do you exactly brandyify classic Christmas songs? Brandy says, you just have to have your own nuances and your own flavor and try different things. And I think that had a lot to do with working with great producers and coming up with different versions of how you can put your own spin on it. The interviewer asked Brandy, what was your approach to writing original Christmas songs? Brandy says, I had really great writers that I worked with. Sebastian Cole is just unbelievably amazing. I worked with another writer India Carney, and we just put our minds together and tried to come up with a classic way of approaching an original song. I think a lot of the songs sound a little bit R&B, which I love. They don't just sound like Christmas records. They sound like something you can listen to all year round. Excuse me. Um, did you guys know that Brandy's daughter's making music? Did y'all know that? Um, yeah, Michiko. Apparently they have a song. Her and her daughter have a song on the album. So the interviewer asked Brandy, "You have a duet with your daughter. What was it like recording with her, and how has it been witnessing her evolution into a singer in her own right?" Brandy goes on to say, "It was so fun working with her, meaning her daughter. It doesn't feel like work. We just love our bond and how we work together in the studio. We love the song that we recorded. We just thought the melody was so great. I'm so proud to see her coming into her own and creating her own lane and really putting forth the effort to become the singer that she's always dreamed to be." The interviewer asked, "Have you always looked to her for her opinion on records?" Brandy says, "Oh, of course. I respect her opinion so much, and she's been such a fan for such a long time." That's so funny to say that about your daughter. So sometimes when I get insecure in certain areas or lose my swag here and there, she helps remind me, Mom, you can do it. This is great. She helps me in that way as well. So we have our moments. It's good to have that inspiration and that reminder that you can do it if you put your mind to it. The interviewer asked Brandy, "What's your go-to Christmas record to put on around the holidays?" Oh, listen to this. What she says. Brandy says, "I'd have to say Mariah Carey's entire Christmas album. That's a good one. That's my favorite Christmas album of all time outside of this one, meaning her own." Um, the interviewer says last year you, Brandy and Mariah did the remake of The Roof, and Mariah's the reigning queen of Christmas. We can all agree. Brandy says, yeah. The interviewer asked Brandy, did you ask or discuss with Mariah Carey about doing a Christmas project at any point to get any pointers or direction? Brandy says, you know what? I didn't do that. I didn't know why I didn't, but I just didn't do it. I just got into my bag and did a Christmas album without asking Mariah Carey for any advice. And I should have because she's the queen of it. Maybe I just wanted her to talk me out of doing one. She laughs. Is there a new album on the horizon? Says the interviewer. Brandy says, or not no, that's not Christmas related. Brandy says, I hope so. I'm not going to stop doing music, but I would love to get into some new records in the future. But I want to really get this out here and see how people feel about this record first. The interviewer asked Brandy, have you ever considered writing an autobiography or a memoir? Brandy says, I thought about it, absolutely, just over and over thought about it. Maybe that's something I will get a chance to do in the future because the Audible New Moon, it just felt so natural to tell my story and parts of my story. I would love to maybe one day give a full thing on that. That would be a great opportunity. The interviewer asked Brandy, how do you plan on celebrating the holidays? Brandy says, I'm going to be working during the holidays. Hopefully, I get Christmas off to do what I normally do, spend Christmas at my home, and my mom cooks, and we get together and just have that family quality time. Open gifts. Hopefully, that can happen if I'm not working. The interviewer, we're getting to the end of the interview. The interviewer asked Brandy, you're performing at the Macy's Thanksgiving Day Parade. How do you prepare for something like that? Brandy says you just practice over and over and over. You try to get through the nerves before you get there. The interviewer says, you still have nerves at this point? Brandy goes on to say, of course. Nerves mean that you care, and so of course I still have nerves. You want to do great, and you want everything to go well, and people to love it. You just want people to connect with you. So of course nerves come. I would be nervous if I didn't get nervous. Well, it's good to see Brandy back. It's good to hear that Brandy's coming back. She's coming with a new album, a new movie. I also heard through the grapevine. All right, this is Brandy. I love that hair, that wig she's got going on. I love that. I heard through the grapevine that she's also coming out with a new horror movie, and we have not seen her do a horror movie since I Still Know What You Did Last Summer. So be on the lookout for that. I just know things, but she is coming out with allegedly. I'll say she's coming out with a horror movie as well. So Brandy's coming back, y'all. Are y'all excited? Do y'all not care? I love Brandy, so I'm always happy to hear, her coming back. So that was good to hear that. All right, let's move on to the final stories of the episode, child. She should focus on acting. Yeah. I heard that too about Kel. He had a falling out with his daughter. Brandy and Monica, that's your era. Yeah. Whitney put out a good Christmas album too. I'll have to check it out. I always wondered if her brother Ray J drama with Kim K messed her career up at all back then. Well, I love to watch it. You have a beautiful and calming voice. Thank you, Kay Campbell. Right, Kay? Yes, thank y'all for saying that. I remember she was sued by her maid. Brandy was, child. Well, she's back and hopefully with no drama, honey. Moving on. All right. I think we might be at the end of our story. Oh, no, we have two more stories to talk about. Let's get on to Matthew Perry real quick. All right. And then we'll end with Keke Palmer. All right. Let's talk about Matthew Perry. Matthew Perry's death certificate released. Let's see what it says. Matthew Perry's death certificate has been released by the Los Angeles Police Department weeks after the Friends star's sudden death at age 54. Matthew Perry was laid to rest the following week on November 3rd in a service attended by relatives and castmates from the 90s sitcom Friends. Authorities have now released the official documents finalizing Perry's death. According to the certificate seen by E! News, the actor was buried at Forest Lawn Memorial Park in Los Angeles. The paperwork also states that Matthew Perry's cause of death remains deferred. Perry's cause of death was deemed inconclusive after an initial post-mortem showed no signs of meth or fentanyl in his system. A conclusive update is not expected for 4 to 6 months, with further tests currently underway, TMZ reported, citing law enforcement sources. As we know, Perry had battled drug and alcohol addictions for years, writing openly and honestly about his struggles and journey towards sobriety in his 2022 memoir, Friends, Lovers, and the Big Terrible Thing. It's very interesting and apropos that he wrote a memoir a year before he passed. I think I said in my reading he knew he was going to pass or something like that. Didn't I say that? Um, let's get to the end of this. All right. At the time of Matthew Perry's death, Friends creator Marta Kaufman confirmed that he was sober. He seemed better than I had seen in a while. I was so thrilled to see that. He was emotionally in a good place. He looked good. He quit smoking. She told today's show's Hoda Kotb in an interview with after Perry's death. He was happy and chipper. He didn't seem weighed down by anything. He was in a really good place, which is why this seems so unfair. So we'll have to see. They kind of keep repeating the same story too about Matthew Perry. They're not really giving us anything new. They just keep telling us things we already know. But did he have water in his lungs? They should know that. I don't know. They said that he didn't. I don't know how you can't have water in your lungs if you're found unresponsive in a jacuzzi. But anyway, last story of the day. Keke Palmer. Now I'm sure y'all have heard about Keke Palmer and her drama. Keke Palmer granted restraining order against Darius Jackson, full custody of their son. Let's read. Actress and singer Keke Palmer, 30, filed for a restraining order against the father of her child, Darius Jackson, and it has been granted. In court documents filed on Thursday, this is yesterday, November 9th, Palmer accused Jackson of various forms of abuse over the course of their 2-year relationship. This is according to paperwork obtained by U.S. Weekly. Palmer also filed for full custody of their 1-year-old son, Leotis, interesting name, alleging that he had been rough with a child at one point while changing his diaper. According to Radar Online, a Los Angeles Superior Court judge granted her a temporary restraining order, which in December will be revisited to see if it should be permanent. She was also granted sole custody uh, with Darius not being allowed visitation for the time being. The events that seem to have triggered this response from the Nope star are claims that Darius Jackson recently trespassed into Keke Palmer's home without her consent or knowledge and threatened her before lunging for her neck, striking her, throwing her over the couch, and stealing her phone. Palmer claims she also has footage of the entire ordeal. Apparently, the footage is online or something like that, or the pictures. According to Palmer, this wasn't an isolated event, as there have been many instances of abuse over the years. Some details in the restraining order includes claims of Darius Jackson destroying Keke Palmer's personal property, including diaries and prescription eyeglasses, throwing Keke Palmer's belongings into the street, throwing her car keys to prevent her from driving away, hitting Keke in front of their son, spewing profanities about Keke to their son, threatening to unalive himself with a gun. That kind of rhymed. If she let him, harassment and other physical and emotional abuse. The former couple had a public conflict during the summer when Jackson shamed Palmer on Twitter for wearing a sheer outfit to Usher's Las Vegas residency show in July. While the singer didn't publicly respond, she posted seemingly subliminal messages and capitalized on the attention. This public outburst from Jackson had many social media users' antennas up, with some saying his behavior was borderline abusive at the time. Fans thought the incident was water under the bridge after the two went out for Palmer's 30th birthday in August. However, court documents say the mother of one in Jackson finally ended for good in early October, primarily due to the physical and emotional abuse inflicted. Um, Darius Jackson's brother, Sarunas Jackson, who was all a part of the Insecure cast, also had something to say in a now deleted tweet that some believe was aimed at his brother. But Palmer's mother, Sharon Palmer, took to social media to say that she went to Sarunas in the past about the abuse and he did nothing about it. Excuse me. As for Darius Jackson and Keke Palmer, they began dating in 2021 and welcomed Leotis in 2023. So at least she was granted full custody and restraining order from Darius, because me and Tracy did a reading on Darius in the last night's show. So check that out if you haven't checked that out. But he definitely seems dangerous. You you do not want to play with any sort of abuse, domestic abuse, or anything like that, because it can get worse, right? So, you really got to be careful with that. And, my heart goes out to anyone who has been through that type of thing. I myself haven't, because I will beat, someone's ass. I will whoop someone's ass for real. So, um, but not everyone is like me. So, you just got to really, also be careful of who we really got to be careful. We had a conversation about dating earlier. Here's another thing about dating. When it comes to dating in this day and age, we're looking more in a lot of instances at a person's online profile rather than what we're seeing in front of us, right? Or we care too much about online status and our online image, once again, and maybe we ignore what is really going on behind the scenes. So we really have to put our phones down, shut the computer laptop screens, and really just like live life and be aware of what's going on in life. Not what's going on in the phone, or going on the computer, or going on Twitter or TikTok or whatever, YouTube, Facebook. We really gotta really pay attention to people and their patterns, right? And whether they're healthy for us or not. Because something can seem one way on social media, but it can be something totally different behind the scenes, as we've seen time and time again. I know. Okay, good. I didn't miss this part. How embarrassing it must be for her, right? I always felt like something was off about him, but didn't want to seem negative or jump to conclusions. You have to trust that instinct, right? You have to trust that instinct. Just because something seems one way on social media, if you feel something else, you got to trust that instinct, right? You cannot always trust social media or a profile, okay? Throwing my belongings out of my house, right? He done lost his mind, child. Happy to hear she got a restraining order approved. So scary. What a POS. Who is he anyway? Is he even an actor? I have no idea, Naja. He sounds like he used her for her money and fame. He belongs in jail. I agree. Darius knew about the restraining order and then posted on Twitter, "Love you, son. See you soon." Like, that sounds a little bit cryptic to me. Like, I don't like that. I mean, okay, it is your son and everything, but I don't know. It just he sounds crazy. We as women need to ask ourselves why we choose to have children by a man who is abusive. Good point, Devin. Jail time for him, yes. And his brother is also abusive and knew about his brother's behavior. Exactly. He sounds dangerous and unhinged. Exactly. I don't think her objective was to have a kid by an abuser. Abuse is isn't one of those cookie cutter things, Devin. Yeah. Yeah, I wouldn't take that. I fight back. Exactly. Been there, done that. Being an older woman and having been through this craziness, there are signs before you have children. I agree with that. There are signs. No telling how all of this transpired. From what I've learned from abused people is that an abuser behavior is 180 and automatically getting out isn't always easy. Yeah. I mean, I get both points. I get both sides. Some men be really jealous of women. He gives that energy. Yeah, but if a man is jealous of a woman, like what is really going on with that man? Do you allegedly want to be a woman? Do you allegedly want to date men? Like, are you? Because sometimes men have this idea that women have it easier, and I feel like that also can take them over the edge, kind of thing. So it's like, do you want an easier life, seemingly, but it's not really easy being a woman, but you think it's easy. It's a lot going on in men's minds, you know. They've got a lot going on. The son can't read either, he's a baby. Right. Right. That's a good point, K Valley. So like why are you saying that to the son? Like he's gonna see the tweet. And the brother was liking shady things on social media about Keke Palmer. He better not think about hurting that baby. Some women feel we can change men's behavior, especially after having children. Yes, that's very true. Pull his cards. Child, I wasn't planning to do a reading. I think he witnessed it growing up, plus his own insecurities. Yeah. But you have to be better, you know? I witnessed things growing up that I don't do today, but I don't know. I get what you're saying. All right, I guess we're doing a reading on Darius Jackson, child. I hate that his last name is Jackson as well. Why can't he have a different last name? When I think of Jackson, I think of Michael. I think of Janet. I think of Latoya. Now I got to think of Darius. All right, thank you for cleansing and clearing the energy. Bestek when you pass reading. Amen, amen, amen. Some of these dudes I've seen on social media whining about women have major psychological issues. Yeah, like the manosphere, blue pill, red pill, or whatever it is. They're little, like Derek Jackson. Exactly, K Belly. You're right on point. Open your heart to me, baby. I'll be the lock and you'll be the key. I don't even know if I'm saying the right lyrics. Open your heart to me, baby. You hold the key. Right. Why your last name, Sylvester? I am. Capital One is getting on my nerves with this. I think men get jealous of women's success and that part about them thinking women have it easier. To be honest, black men were set up to fail in this society. It gets deep. I mean, yeah, absolutely. But it's in his family. It has to be in his family for sure. I didn't know this was going on for over a year. We as women need to date and court each other before sleeping with each other. I feel like she just jumped into the relationship with him. Yeah. You're welcome, forever. I feel like men who do that are battling their sexuality or into pleasing men in their circles. It's a good point, Machika. I mean, there's different layers to this and how this story goes, child. Let me see. Hold on, you guys, real quick. I have Madonna's song stuck in my head, Open Your Heart. I am obsessed with that song. Are there any Madonna fans here? Because why am I like suddenly obsessed with Madonna? I don't understand it. Where in Los Angeles is that? Or where in Cali is that? Also, I'm on live right now, like talking to you literally. So if you end up watching this back, you're gonna see me sending this message, but where is that? It looks so pretty. I wish I could show you how like depressing it looks outside here in Virginia. It's so like drab. It's raining here, you guys. Oh. I know you guys know I love Drag Race, and one of my favorite drag queens is Canadian. She actually just won RuPaul's Drag Race recently, and she's really stepped up her makeup game. Jimbo, I love Jimbo. I am so obsessed with Jimbo. Like when I tell you I am obsessed with this clown, I love it. Like, and he calls himself a clown, Jimbo the drag clown, right? I love Jimbo so much. I'm shook by this look, child. Also, I love Gia Gunn too. She is so funny to me. She's so shady, but it's like I love it. Anyway, sorry. All right, so we're doing a reading on Darius Jackson. I got sidetracked. All right. Um Madonna, I'm obsessed with Madonna for some reason. Wait, let me go back. That's black people across the board, and some of us have the sense to figure it out. I think it is all of the above, and an effed up Gideon's not. I wonder if he has a troubled past with his father. Interesting. It is not African to beat your children or wife. Black men need to know that to elevate their culture identity. Yes. Yes. Y'all are getting deep to this morning, child. We can all speculate men's behavior because they really don't seek help or therapy. Yes. And they don't express themselves. Yes. God forbid it's related to their sexuality. This is what I mean it gets deep. Yes. Y'all are speaking facts, child. Now it's in your head. I like love that. I love that song. There are men who are jealous of their woman, not because they want to be a woman, but because of possessiveness, and they are dangerous indeed. That is a good point too. Possessive men. I never liked him. As a mother of a daughter, I would be making it easy for her to come tell me what's happening. First off, I would obscene the signs. I pick up everything. She would have spoke on it. Madonna. Madonna's the queen. Yes. Reason I ask is because a lot of abusive black men have had bad relationships with their fathers. They're very true. And their mothers. Some of them their mothers too. I'm a Madonna fan from when she started back in the 80s. Well, for some reason I am obsessed with her Open Your Heart song. Like that's my new jam. Wow, Fab, is that really Jimbo with Gia Gunn? Amazing. I know, right? All right, y'all. Well, what's the question we're doing with on Darius? What's the question with Darius though? Should we just ask like what's going to be the outcome for him for Darius? Maybe let's see what's going to be the outcome for Darius Jackson. Jackson, if you're nasty. All right. What's going to be the outcome for Darius Jackson and his situation with Keke Palmer? Let me push y'all back a little bit more. What's going to be the outcome for Darius Jackson after his situation with Keke Palmer? Make sure you all like the video. If you want a reading, once again, I am available on my website, lamarrtownsendtarot.com. Open your heart to me, baby. Six of Pentacles. So this could be a payout. This definitely could be a financially transactional relationship to some degree. Six of Pentacles. Six deals with marriage. Six deals with relationships. So I feel like he might be trying to ask for some sort of money, and I feel like he's the type of guy where there's no shame in his game. Kind of thing. I know he's young too, but he kind of gives me like cat daddy vibes. Those types of men. They're usually older, like kind of like pimpish. He kind of gives me that energy. The devil card connected to money. Kiki, this man is going to try to drain you for your money. Also, there's something about him losing money or being financially strapped, having issues with money. But notice how in this card, it's a man and a woman chained together, right? Damn. The Fool card connected to communication, intellect, and the mind. It's interesting because the Fool card can also be sometimes. How do I say this? It can be very flamboyant energy. It can give off a very flamboyant energy, right? But this shows up in his mind and his communication. What is this card facing? The Four of Wands, which can be a marriage card. This can be a card of multiple people involved in a situation. It can be moving from one community to the next, moving from one thing to the next, radical change. This would be connected to family, home, emotions, and motherhood energy. Hmm. I wonder what his connection to his mother is, Darius Jackson. Justice card, there's going to be a lawsuit. There's going to be some legal issues showing up here soon. Now, this shows up around, this would be July, August, or this could be within, since July or August has already passed, this obviously could be July or August of 2024. This could be within 5 to 11, maybe. There's going to be some lawsuits, some legal issues showing up for Darius Jackson, or that he'll be involved in some way, shape, or form, right? It could be due to his ego. It could be due to um, self-expression. It could deal with some creative way of getting what someone wants in some way, shape, or form. The Five of Swords shows up connected to work, job, daily routine. Five of Swords could be mental health issues, though. This guy has the energy of him where he does not care. Like, he does not care how he comes across. He does not care. Like, there's moments where he's like, it's almost like it's in and out, too. It's like I'm conscious of what people think of me and my actions. And then it's like maybe he sees red, he gets angry, and it's like I'm unconscious. I don't care. I don't care if people see it. I don't care if there's cameras around. Like he has that energy to him where he just like snaps, and he could snap in like a, like the snap of a finger, basically. Darius Jackson. Miss Jackson, if you're nasty once again. Right? We gotta put some humor in this because this guy is ridiculous, child. The world card shows up, another pregnancy. Oh gosh. Well, I'll say the world card can be a pregnancy. It doesn't necessarily have to be a pregnancy, but it definitely gives pregnancy energy. Also, especially in this position of one-on-one relationships and business partnerships, I would hope to God Keke Palmer would not get pregnant again. But she did file a restraining order and was granted one recently. So, I don't know. She seems to be on the track to be distancing herself from him, but sometimes, the abuse goes back to their abusers, not all times, but sometimes. So let's pray that that doesn't happen for Keke. But could he end up getting someone else pregnant? Darius Jackson. Miss Jackson, if you're nasty. The Seven of Pentacles shows up here. Money. Once again, money. This guy has no money, no access to money. Like, there's something with that too. Like, instability with money also often shows up as instability within a person. Or if someone is unstable all within themselves in general, usually there's some instability with money or being able to care for themselves, being able to provide for themselves. This guy has an issue with being able to provide for himself. So when we look at people who have issues with providing for themselves, we know that there is an issue that's not being addressed, right? Lord have mercy. Ace of Pentacles shows up, connected to optimism, stepping outside one's comfort zones. I think this guy just wants money, to be honest. I think he's going to try and come around and get money from Keke. The High Priest is connected to fatherhood energy. I said this last night in the reading. Now, this is interesting because the High Priestess shows up connected to fatherhood energy, right? The high priestess could be a pregnant female, could be an intuitive female, could be a mother figure. But why is the female showing up in the placement of fatherhood? Once again, I'm questioning: is Keke going to have to turn around and pay this man child support or pay this man in some way, shape, or form? Is that why he said, "Love you, son. Talk to you soon" in that tweet? Is that what he's planning? Huh? Huh? Child, the cards never lie, honey. The King of Cups is facing the High Priestess. Kiki's smart though. Kiki's smart. There's a reason why the High Priestess came out, right? Um, the last card is the Temperance card. I think he's gonna pull it back. He's gonna pull his energy back. Once again, he has that consciousness to him. So now he's conscious of what the world thinks of him, how the world views him, but he still has that instability in him where he could snap at any moment, right? He's a very unstable guy, literally and figuratively. But he knows when to pull it back. You know, crazy can get smart, right? So he's gonna get smart and pull it back. But I think for the purposes of getting money from Keke, I'm gonna stick to that. All right. Oh Lord have mercy. Let's get a final card for Darius, child. What's the final card for Darius Jackson? Give us some clarity, Spirit. The IAO. The IAO. I think this is connected to Reiki, if I'm not mistaken. Let me see. Okay, the IAO. Okay, so it says here IAO or IO is the last of the three elemental Trinity healing based symbols, literally translated to mean that I am or my true self. Wow. It is the symbol that completes the Trinity aspect and combines the physical, mental, emotional, and material energies of this plane with the energies of the divine, the angelic realm, and the other planes and the realms of existence with the universal energy. Oh, let me read that one more time. The IAO is the symbol that completes the Trinity aspect and combines the physical, mental, and emotional and material energies of this plane with the energies of the divine, the angelic realm, and the other planes of existence with the universal energy. So this guy has mental, emotional, and material, and possibly physical instability. The IAO, drawn in succession and vibrated with the pronunciation of their names, IAO completes the cycle of transformation from material to spiritual. So this might be the only way this guy knows how to get money, really. When it appears in your cards, the coalescing energies of IAO are telling you that the current situation is preparing you for a personal transformation, which will lead you along a path of light, abundance, and higher consciousness. If the situation seems bleak, worry not, as all is as it should be. Remember that this is a test of your will and determination as you grow and evolve. So this situation will cause him to grow and evolve as having a child will. But I think this is a test of his manhood in some way as well, once again. So I don't know. You know, this is a test of his stability. How stable or unstable are you, you know, and how is that going to aid you in getting what you want, but also sustaining what you get? Because you get what you get, right? You get what you get what you put out in the world. So, in some way, shape, or form, this is going to come back around to him. And Will he learn his lesson then? Will he transform then? He knows how to pull the crazy back when he needs to. But that game, doesn't always work so well. Oh, Tracy says, is he gay? Is that the transformation? That's a good point, Tracy. Hi, J. Manuel. I was literally just talking to you on Instagram. He's a Dusty, right? He is a Dusty child. He needs jail time and therapy. What's funny, Darkness of Chaotic Waters, is I thought you said he needs nail time and therapy. I was kind of like, well, that might do him some good too, maybe a pedicure. But I do agree he definitely needs jail time and therapy, yes. I would hope a court keeps him away from the child if he's dangerous like that. I keep seeing that. I keep seeing him going after Kiki's money with no shame. Yep. You said cat daddy, and he has a cat. Interesting. His abuse of her negates him getting a payout from Kiki. They never married anyway, right? He can get a job. Yeah. Well, they have a kid together. That's the point, though. Probably tried to do a Federline. Exactly. Thank you, Pam's unscripted true crime. You are good, full of truth. Thank you, Pam. I appreciate that. Will she get back with him? Oh my God. Should we look into that real quick? Should we look into will he get back with her? I almost want to say no, but you never know. I hope Kiki learns from this and gets away as far as she can with her son and not let this turn her into another Blueface and Krishan situation because she's so above that as well. He might have tried to get her pregnant or tried to through this process. DV abuse is hard for the victim, yeah. It's like what Tracy said the other night, exactly. Do we know how she met this dude? I don't know. He might need some nail time. Maybe a pedicure could do him well, child. Especially if he's, allegedly, right? Should we look into will Kiki get back with him real quick? Let's see. Let's just do one more reading real quick. Will Keke Palmer get back with Darius Jackson? Will Keke Palmer get back with Darius Jackson? This is a long morning show. We haven't done 2 hours for the morning show since the first episode, like a couple weeks ago of the morning show. The pilot episode. Will Keke Palmer get back with Darius Jackson? Will Keke Palmer get back with Darius Jackson? King of Swords is the first card. I'm wondering what is Darius' zodiac sign. Let's look real quick. Darius Jackson zodiac. Does anyone know Darius Jackson's zodiac sign? Oh, he's an Aquarius. Also, he's 6'6". She met him on Insecure. He's a Sagittarius. All right. Well, all right. Well, this would be a Libra, Gemini, Aquarius, Aries man. May have a moon or rising, maybe, or something like that. Let's just keep pulling cards. The Magician card is Keke Palmer going to get back with Darius Jackson. I'm telling y'all, there's something connected to money. The Magician card shows up connected to money and finances. They're going to be bound together not only by this child, but through money in some way or resources. The Nine of Cups shows up connected to communication. They possibly could stay in communication together in some way, shape, or form. I'm not sure if it's healthy, but Five of Cups connected to emotions. This could be seen as emotional abuse. This also could be an energy of feeling bad as well, feeling regret, feeling guilt in some way, shape, or form. In this position specifically, money shows up again. Seven of Pentacles. Seven is the number of secrecy, life behind closed doors. I don't think the abuse is this is the end of the abuse. I think he could financially abuse her once again. All right. There's different forms of abuse, y'all. The world card shows up again. Keke. Oh no, Keke. Is she gonna get pregnant by him again? This card shows up again. The Queen of Wands shows up facing the world card. What is Kiki's zodiac sign? Let's see. She's a Virgo. This would be now. This shows up in the Virgo position, but this woman would be a Leo, as Aries, Sagittarius, or Libra. Huh. Three of Swords, heartbreak, disappointment, endings. The Wheel of Fortune. The Empress, connected to the past, fatherhood energy. I think she's gonna like financially have to support him in some way, shape, or form. The Sun card again. Okay, we have to ask: is she gonna get pregnant by him again? And the Queen of Swords. I get two women showing up here. I get two women showing up here as well. So there's definitely a pregnancy showing up. Is it Keke? Is the question. Let's ask. She's a Virgo. Yeah. Thank y'all. Also, he is an Aquarius. And she's a Virgo. Right? Is Keke Palmer going to get pregnant again by Darius Jackson? Is Keke Palmer going to get pregnant again by Darius Jackson, Spirit? Give us clarity and insight. Oh, Lord have mercy. Is Keke Palmer going to get pregnant again by Darius Jackson? I'm nervous. Five of Pentacles. A lack of resources, a lack of time, maybe a lack of money. All right, in some way, shape, or form. Page of Pentacles shows up. This could be a young child connected to money and finances. Huh. Eight of Cups connected to communication in the mind, not wanting to emotionally deal with the situation, avoiding a topic, maybe a trigger. The Eight of Wands shows up a lot of back and forth emotionally. Six of Swords shows up. Needing to express one's needs and wants in a relationship, communication in a relationship, a one-on-one relationship in particular. Ten of Swords. The Death card. Okay. The Queen of Pentacles. This could be Keke connected to endings, change, transformation. It might not be Keke we're seeing get pregnant. Thank God. The Chariot card does show up. I feel like he might try to get her pregnant, though. I feel like he wants it for some reason. It's almost like for him securing a baby, it's the opposite of like the cliche of, oh, a woman just wants to secure a baby with a man so she can get child support or get paid out. This would be the opposite. This would be a man trying to secure a baby with a woman so he can get paid out. That's what we've got going on here. The last card is the Three of Wands. So I want to say, is Keke going to get pregnant by Darius Jackson again? I want to say no. Is he possibly going to try to get her pregnant? I have to say yes. This card shows up connected to fatherhood energy. But if you look at this card, there's two sphinxes, right? Two sphinxes in front of this man. So this tells me that, for him, It's like he's putting the kids out in the forefront, you know? They're his moneymaker, right? They're his ticket to whatever lifestyle he thinks he wants to live, right? So he might try to get that baby by any means necessary. I would hope Keke would be smarter, all right, than that. So I don't see Keke getting pregnant. I do see him wanting to get her pregnant. Either way, he definitely has pregnancy energy around him. All right. So if he thinks he can, get away with this situation and somehow get money out of Keke, and he somehow succeeds, he might just go ahead and try to repeat that either with her again or someone else. This is his way of getting money, child. She's an August Virgo. Oh, so she would have fire in her then, right? August, September, Virgo, Libra, July, August. So she would have fire in her because July and August is Leo. August, September is Virgo. So she would have some fire in her. She did an interview on the Terrell show about him, and to think now she was just covering for him. Right. That's offensive to all of Sagittariuses. I was thinking she is already pregnant again, and that is what her fear is. Like, oh no, I can't do this again, not with him. I didn't even think of that, Brie. What if she's already pregnant? Oh, wow. Okay. I didn't think about that actually. That's a good point. Hopefully she won't be paying him palimony, right, Naja? Y'all remember the story we talked about earlier with see how it comes full circle, right? Oh, child, this was a juicy episode. Let's go ahead and pull the final card of the day and see what energy we've got going on today. I'll consider this the second horseman of the sassy man apocalypse. She does give fun Leo vibes. She does. All right, you guys. You know what? I wonder if I can use this as an oracle card deck. So basically, he's another Stevie J, but more violent and broke. Exactly. Open your heart to me, baby. I'll be the lock and you'll be the key. Open your heart to me, baby. You hold the key. Speaking of Leo, Madonna's a Leo. Also, if you guys have not seen that video, Open Your Heart by Madonna, it's a really good music video. Madonna used to slay back in the day. I kind of wish I was a fan sooner. I kind of was always a fan, but like a lay fan, you know? I mean, she was always prevalent in the 90s when I was a kid. So I kind of always, Madonna's always been like, in my life, basically. Well, it's not new, but it's new to me. Stevie J, child. Him and Jocelyn used to get into it. Remember that? Okay, you guys. I'm actually going to pull from my Archangel Power Tarot cards. Now, this is the deck that I actually taught myself how to read tarot with. If you guys remember, some of y'all might be channel subscribers from like back in the day, like 10 years ago. Back in like 2016, 2015, when I used to read from this deck. I love this deck. Like I try to always keep this deck around because it's really good. It has some really powerful messages on it sometimes, right? So let's pull from this deck and see what energy is showing up today. Spirit, give us some clarity and insight as to what the energy is today for November 10th, I believe. Let's get the energy for the day. What's the energy for Friday today, Spirit? Give us the energy for today. What does the collective need to know, Spirit? I don't know why I'm seeing a star. Like a starlight, star bright. Maybe there's something with stars, paying attention to the stars, skies today. I still feel like Madonna and Janet should collaborate. I would love that. I would love that. Oh, okay, wow. Good news today, y'all. Ace of Gabriel. Gabriel is also an archangel, by the way. A gift of passion, opportunity, and inspiration. The chance to do something amazing, a sense of wonder. So today, look for how this shows up in your life. A gift of passion, opportunity, and inspiration. The chance to do something amazing and a sense of wonder today. All right? Look at the beautiful background. Like, look at the all the greenery, you know? Very beautiful. Maybe there's like maybe one of y'all might see a shooting star or something like that. I don't know why I get that energy. All right, you guys. Well, thank you for listening to my show, the Lamarr Townsend Morning Show. There's 74 people in the room, so make sure you like the video wherever you're listening or watching. Subscribe, share with your friends and family. All right, and I will see you all later. All right, enjoy your weekend. Be safe. And thank you all for listening and watching. Make sure you like, share, subscribe. And if you would like a personal reading, I'm available at 703-791-9162. Also, check out my website, lamarrtownsendtarot.com. And let's get into one of my favorite songs once again, Barbie and Ken. As I said earlier, which was inspired, I wrote, produced, and sing myself. I guess you guys know I make all my own music, but this song was written and inspired by the Barbie movie. All right. And also the fact that Barbie and Ken, and there's really no like transgender or non-binary Barbie. So I'm talking from the perspective of like a binary Barbie, I guess, which is me. But I'm also having fun. It's a fun song. All right, you guys, let's go ahead and get into Barbie and Ken. I love you all, and I'll see you all later. Bye, everyone. Bye, y'all. See y'all later. If you're Barbie and if you're Ken, what does that make me again? I wanna dance like Barbie and Ken. I want you to grab my waist and make me spin again. You know I'm plastic, so love is not a sin. Kiss me. Even though my love may be a chore for you, I want you to know that there's nothing I can't do. Be okay till the end if you just can't see. I need a Barbie in my life to complete me. Barbie, let's go to the beach and play some golf. Don't be surprised if we weren't into Ken and we end up beaching off. If you're Barbie and if you're Ken, what does that make me again? Am I Barbie or Ken? Am I Barbie or Ken? I'm your plastic doll, drag me down the hall. I wanna dance like Barbie and Ken. I want you to grab my waist and make me spin again. You know I'm plastic, so love is not a sin. Kiss me, kiss me. Even though my love may be a chore for you, I want you to know that there's nothing I can't do. Be your Ken till the end if you just can't see. I need a Barbie in my life to complete me. Barbie, let's go to the beach and play some golf. Don't be surprised if we weren't into Ken and we end up beaching off.